This episode of Soldier Knows Best is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the easiest way to create a beautiful website, blog, or online store for you and your ideas. Squarespace has a number of features, including a very nice interface, beautiful templates, and also 24/7 customer support. And one of my favorite features is the responsive design, which means that it will scale to any device that somebody is looking at your website on. So your cell phone, your tablet, or your computer, the website will scale to look its best at all times. So go ahead and try Squarespace by going to squarespace.com and enter the offer code SOLDIER at checkout, and you'll get 10% off. Again, squarespace.com, enter the offer code SOLDIER. Hey, what's up guys, Soldier Knows Best here. A few days ago, Motorola teased some of the members of the press that they were going to send us a box that contains something new, something surprising. And today they sent us that box. Now, inside of this box, you will find the new 2015 Moto E. Now, I love the whole presentation of this box because it's basically like a product announcement, but you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to travel or watch a streaming event. Everything is inside of this box and you can actually set it up and it looks like an announcement. But I got straight to the phone. Now, it's going to talk about specs, but the one major spec that they've added is LTE. So now you have an LTE option of this Moto E. Now, you still have a non-LTE version, which is pretty much the same spec-wise, but the 1.2 gigahertz quad-core processor that you find in both of these phones, the non-LTE version is slightly underpowered. But both phones will be coming with 8 gigabytes of storage, 1 gigabyte of RAM, and they will have a battery that is 2,390 milliamps. So it's a pretty nice sized battery, and they're promising all-day battery life. Now, design-wise, this Moto E feels the same way, and that's a good thing because I really like the feel of the first generation. So it feels really great in your hand, but they've gotten rid of the removable backplate that you can use to customize it, to have different colors to kind of make it your own. But now you're able to swap out the bands on the phone, basically the outline of the phone. So they have different colors you can choose from, and you simply pop the one that you on, and it doesn't really make it that much more personal than those backplates did, but it's a nice option to have. And so the display is a 4.5-inch display, which is slightly bigger than the first generation Moto E, which is a good thing, but the resolution is only 540 by 960, so that's definitely not a great thing. But honestly, the display doesn't look that bad. I mean, because the phone screen is not that big, it's actually a decent quality display that I wouldn't get mad at. Like, I wouldn't want to watch a movie on it, but just from using it for everyday stuff with the OS, it's still not a bad thing. Now, speaking of the OS, it is rocking the latest version of Android 5.0 Lollipop. And Lollipop runs just fine on this hardware. Do not be concerned with this hardware not being able to power this latest version of Android because it does it with ease. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the camera, which the front-facing camera is a VGA camera, so don't expect some really great selfies out of that. But the rear-facing camera is a 5-megapixel shooter that can record 720p video at 30 frames per second. Now, the camera, even though this is a low-price phone, I think the camera still could have been better. But if you're buying this phone, you're not buying it for an amazing camera, but I still feel that it could have did it just a little bit more justice by adding a slightly better camera inside of it. But overall, guys, this is the new Moto E, and I say that this is probably the best budget, and I will say this is the best budget phone on the market right now. For people who don't need a smartphone that's decked out with specs and has the highest resolution display and has a 18 megapixel camera, they just want a phone that works. And I have some friends that I know this phone would be great for. And since it comes in at $149 for the LTE version and just $119 for the non-LTE version, and so again, since these prices are non-contract prices, they are a really solid deal. And so this phone is going to be able to satisfy a decent chunk of the market of people who want the latest software but don't necessarily need the latest hardware. So this is the new 2015 Moto E, this budget phone coming from Motorola. I think they've improved a phone that I really liked last year. This is another phone that will be a nice phone to be able to recommend to a certain amount of people out there. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Like always, I will catch you later. Peace.